I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. I don't wanna hear any more small talk. Off that short pier, take a long walk. My style ain't free cause it ain't off top. I'm at your throat, go get a cough drop. It's kush. I love me too much and your brain turn to mush. Fall flat on your tush. You couldn't handle the product I push. I guess I'm just used to it. I just do it like Nike swoosh. None of that Reggie Bush cause I'm top shelf. I ain't got...
What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
All right, people. Welcome back. Give it a few moments. We'll have a couple more people pop in. In the meantime, if you're on here, make sure that you're liking it. Make sure that you're commenting, sharing, all that good stuff. Make sure, because it's going to be a good one. I know it's going to be a good one. I know, we're not going to cut into Thursday Night Football too much, but listen, this is better, okay? Who wants to watch the Patriots? F them. Like, whatever.
I definitely don't.
Exactly. See, look, Josh has spoken. Right, Austin. By show of no voice, he doesn't want to watch the game either. He doesn't care. He don't give a damn.
He said, "Fuck them Patriots."
That's what I'm saying. You go ahead and say it. It's a family podcast, so I'm not gonna say it. But you know where I'm at.
Well, we as a family feels the same way.
Exactly. See, so we know this. Fully aware.
All right, we're good. We're good now.
All right. And so with that being said, welcome back to the YDKJAC Podcast, also known as the Colts Fan Battle, where we will go over everything Colts. And we don't really have a whole lot of room for slander, but you know what? We'll get some of that in there anyway, just because. But in the meantime, just so that we can get reacquainted, we're just going to introduce you to the guys. We have with us the silent assassin, the man of a few words but many insults. We have with us Austin Cook, everybody. Uh-oh, is he frozen? Like Anna and Elsa? Oh, there we go. Okay, there he is.
Oh, I thought he was doing a challenge.
I was about to say, it's just like, hold on, what is this? I'm not sure what's happening right now, but it's not supposed to be happening this way.
Oh, I know what
it is.
We have
Austin Cook, everybody.
I know what it is.
What is it?
With the college football playoffs, came out, it got Tennessee behind, the team that they beat. That's what's going on. I see what it is, Austin. It's okay.
We're supposed to slander other teams, not each other's teams. Okay. All right.
Yes.
I'm Austin.
And we have with us the certified trash talker himself. Josue, otherwise known as Josh Sr.
Well, what's going on, guys? I haven't been certified lately. I've been kind of under the weather, but I'll be back. Just wait on it.
Gotcha. All right. We'll believe you for now. As long as you quarantine. That's fine. And then I'm Chris Jackson. Thank you. I'm Chris Jackson. Thank you for tuning in. Guys, it's been a week. It's been a week and some days, actually. So how are we feeling, with the current state of things?
The team or everything else?
The team.
I still feel the same way I did, weeks ago. I still feel the same. I have no expectation for the rest of the season other than some good football. It kind of had some bad games lately, but nevertheless, it's still been pretty good. At least the defense.
Okay. All right. How about you, Austin? How are you feeling currently?
Yeah, I mean, the offense they haven't been moving the ball. We've had one good offensive game. But like Josh said, the same about the defense for sure. Disappointed we couldn't beat a bad Steelers team.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that in a second. We're not gonna get too far ahead. We're not gonna get too far ahead because we're drudging up some things. But in the meantime, so speaking of Colts Steelers, actually before we go any further, because we can't speak about Colts Steelers unless we're talking about steel. What do I mean by steel? balls of steel. Manscaped, everybody. All right. Manscaped.com, still running the promo. And as a matter of fact, I believe that I don't think it might have been a Cyber Monday promo, but I do
I saw
believe
that.
now it's just like that percentage is now it goes from 20% to 25% off when you use promo code FanBattle. And remember, you also get free shipping. So make sure that when you're getting all your stuff on manscaped.com, you're using that code so you can get that free shipping, get everything you need. Once again, you go to Manscaped, tell them FanBattle sent you by using the promo code right there, FanBattle, all one word, no spaces, all caps. And like I said, you'll be able to reap the rewards, right? But yeah, so make sure that you do that. And before we go any further, we have some comments already. Um, Matty Ice Truthers, where you at? That's John Ha.
What's good,
For a
John?
man who doesn't have any social media outside of Facebook, you sure do ask some of the most ridiculous questions that you'd probably find on Twitter. Thank you for that. I'm not sure where the Matt Ryan Truthers are, or Matty Ice Truthers are, but you're probably the only one here. Let's just call a spade a spade. So then we have Nathan Comanci come from YouTube. Who will be the head coach next season? What do you think of drafting a QB first round? And you know what, Nathan? Go ahead and hang with us because we're going to go over all of that. That's actually going to be on the docket with all those questions. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then they said, anyone let their Saturday no timeouts don't roll over to the next game if you don't use them? First off, sir, I'm pretty sure they didn't. Second of all, it doesn't matter. All right. So you know what? You can take your questions and you can shove them. Because you know what? We're not talking about Good Saturday. Okay. It's not Good Friday. It's Good Saturday. You understand? You feel me? All right. So in the meantime, let's break this game down because it was.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we do. We do. I mean, we could just go over just the good and the bad, but you know what? I mean, if you don't feel like it, Austin, you can start us out, and then I'll go next. If you don't feel like talking about this game, Josh, I know this was a rough one.
Yeah, it was.
But Austin, yeah, give us the breakdown. Like, where are we at with this game in terms of just like this game being one of those games where we're just like, yeah, we should absolutely be able to take this game. Like, what happened?
So we opened up the game. First pass should have been picked off. Then the second pass was picked off on offense. Like we thought maybe we had our offense fixed, or like for the most part fixed, because we were driving at least the first possession. Like our plan to begin games was going well. But this whole first half, especially the first quarter, was absolutely terrible. We had 0 yards, and yeah, we've been known as more of a second half team this year. But if you get 0 yards in the first quarter, that's not good. Our defense stepped up. We say that every week, but our defense stepped up, and they can only do so much before the offense tires them out too much. Like they're gonna end up scoring points. Like they can't go 3 and out and then come right back onto the field and just stop them every single time. That's just not realistic.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen this team like kind of like I'm gonna say kind of evolve in a way where you see that there's a little bit more tempo to it. You see that there's a little bit more, but I think we've seen that the issues that we had early on in the season are still issues now, even with the tempo changing, even with kind of like the attitude changing, with the energy changing. And you know, it's just like it's still been Matt Ryan being an old quarterback and the O-line being not good in the slightest, or not being as good as the billing would go. I mean, I'm going to say that it's just like this game, you know, other than the exhilarating, you know, punt or a kick return that we got to start the third quarter, there was really no highlight to this game other than like a couple runs from Jonathan Taylor. I mean, yeah, it's just like you got the ball to Michael Pittman, you got the ball to Paris Campbell a few times, but at the same time, it's you can't continuously think that this is a sustainable model. Like, there's no way you can watch how this season's going now, think that you can fix it, and then say Matt Ryan will absolutely be able to air it out next season. Because I mean, even with time in the pocket, that arm ain't the same.
It's the same predictable offense.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, Jonathan Taylor is just like 20 rushes for 86 yards and a touchdown. I mean, I think he's probably been the most consistent when they've given him the ball on offense that we've had all season. Like he's been the most consistent offensive player, period. Because I mean, even numbers have been up and down. Jelani Woods had a fantastic, he had a career day, and I know that's
Yes.
crazy to say for a rookie, but I mean, 8 receptions for 98 yards is crazy. But the thing is, I'm willing to bet any amount of money. Jelani Woods next week may get 3 catches on 4 targets.
Yeah, it's going to change.
Yeah, and it's not because of the Cowboys defense or anything like that. It's going to be strictly based on the fact that we haven't been able to be consistent when it comes to offense at all this season. So,
Right.
it's tough because this was an absolutely winnable game. Like we knew it was a winnable game because especially towards the end of the game, you have the ability to go and put yourself in a spot where you can run the ball, you can pass the ball a little bit, and then this way it's just like you can set yourself up. But I mean, the very last drive was abysmal. It's just it seems like this team is just like we take 3 steps forward and about 10 steps back every single game.
Right. It is nerve wracking. Watching, like you said, watching the second half team, I felt like we had the momentum. Other than the I'm not gonna say JT fumble. I'm still gonna say until my grave. I'm gonna say Matt Ryan fumble. To that fumble at the goal line where everything changed. Even though we got the ball back and scored afterwards, it just seemed like okay. Well, what's going on? Why are we 3 and outs again? Why are we not getting the oh huh? Why are we I gotta read. Why are we still running the same offense? There's always the crossing routes that's not working. I mean, like I said, with Woods having a big game, and what's wrong with Pittman? I mean, it's like he can't create separation. Same with Pierce. When Pittman did create separation, he nearly fumbled. It was like, okay, what is going on? Like, it's all you can tell that the whole entire offense is out of sync except JT. Everybody and Woods. Everybody else is kind of like, hey. If nobody's making plays, even Paris Campbell he didn't look too good after having a good game the previous week. So I don't know, man. You just chunk it up for the whole offense. Just out of sync. Offensive line. And it starts with the offensive line. Offensive line is terrible. I don't want to put all of it on the line. Matt Ryan he's looking for a different play. I don't know what he's looking at because every week there's always a screenshot of. He could have took this route. He could have took the open guy right here. He's looking for something else, some type of big play, and he don't have the offensive line for that. I don't know what he's looking for. Just take the 10 yards or 15 yards.
Yeah, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate here and say that it's a chain reaction, and it starts at the O-line. If the O-line isn't blocking properly, then on those passing plays that have to develop, Matt Ryan isn't going to have the time, which means that if Matt Ryan doesn't have the time, especially with not having the arm strength that he had previously, then that means that now you don't have time for routes to develop, which means that you have to throw short routes. You have to throw crossers. You can't throw all those routes that you normally would with, let's just say, like how Carson Wentz had the arm last season, how he was able to throw it deep. Matt Ryan isn't throwing that deep. They put up they showed the picture of them being, or I think it was Pittman being open deep. But the problem is that Matt Ryan can't get it there. And by the time he does get it there, then, I mean, you're already looking at potentially being double and triple covered to the point where now it's going from being an open route to more than likely being a turnover. So the problem is that, like JT has probably been, I'm going to say, the most successful in our offense, but that's just because whether the O line is good or bad, if you're a good running back, you're going to be able to get those yards. Oh, wait, hold on. You cut out. All right, yeah, we'll see. Well, yeah, because it's still no sound, but like I said, in the meantime, we'll just go ahead and move on to because Josh having some technical difficulties. Um, so with 3 games under his belt so far, how are we feeling about Jeff Saturday? And Austin, I'll start with you because, of course, like I said, you'll be able to give us some insight about like what what is the verdict on Jeff Saturday thus far?
So he has great energy. You know he's not gonna take anything. He's gonna make sure that like he stopped practice or a walkthrough on I think yesterday because apparently he didn't like the way the walkthrough was going.
Hmm.
Like that's just who you got. You got somebody that wants them to be as good as they can be.
Yeah.
Uh, so he has really good energy. We saw his time management skills might not be the best, but also not being in that situation before maybe hurt him. Like maybe his
Hmm.
lack of uh, coaching experience did hurt him there.
Okay.
Because you got to call a timeout. Uh, but you know, 3 games in, he's changed a little bit. I mean, of the team we saw in a few games, they've played better. Whether I think he'll still be there next year or not, I'm not sure. Uh, but I like his energy.
Yeah. And Josh, the question is, with 3 games under his belt, how do we feel about Jeff Saturday?
I love Jeff Saturday. I know Sunday wasn't his best game. With the timeouts, the 2 timeouts he didn't use at the end of the game. But he's gaining experience. He knew that this was 8 games. He knew this was 8 games that he had as a tryout. Whether it be they retain him next year or he can get a gig somewhere else. It could be in college or it could be another NFL team. Who knows? But the team is looking a lot better. There's no sad players on the sideline. Everybody is full of energy, especially Yannick Ngakwe. He's playing, lights out.
Yeah.
Not the best, but he's playing his normal, have his normal stats. But 8 sacks
Yeah.
so far this year. But everybody is playing. Everybody, I mean, so you can tell the offensive line is playing a lot better. I mean, I'm not saying it's better, but it's the best we've ever seen, other than 1 game against the Raiders. But they're playing a lot better than they did the first couple weeks. So he done something. His presence is meaning something for the players. Whether it carries over next year, who knows? But for 3 games, I got a lot of respect for him. He's what we need in a coach.
Yeah. 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 And one thing that I did, I think I read, and it just seems more and more likely. It just seems like he's here, just really, really trying to like really grasp what this team needs for next season. I think going with him, of course, it ruffled some feathers because they're just like, oh, well, you didn't give other head coaches a shot. And then they had the things about the Rooney Rule, but honestly, I mean, when you're taking on a team, especially this team that is in flux, like it's not like an injury and then it just messed everything up. Like there's no team that I can think of, at least in the modern era, where they got rid of a coach and then they did fantastic and then they end up going to the playoffs and then going to the Super Bowl. Like I don't think that was going to be the case no matter what. But it really just looks like he was brought in to just kind of like bring in some energy, make sure that he's like evaluating this team, seeing exactly what type of product they have, and then just set this team up for next season. I mean, I think we all are just pretty much under the impression that we're absolutely going to be going after a quarterback. So, I mean, I think that maybe Irsay and Ballard aren't necessarily on the same page because Irsay is just like, listen, I'm tired of following the mantra of trade down and go get some high quality, high character guys, and that just hasn't been working. I mean, like I said, it's just like, yeah, you have those guys like Blackman who's good. You have those guys like Rodney Thomas who's good, and then you're able to get, certain guys. But the thing is, it's just like it's been a hit or miss formula that hasn't necessarily produced absolute superstars, the type of superstars that you're normally looking for. And that's why I like now it's a little bit more obvious that yeah, it's just like this. I think we're probably going to see that Ballard isn't going to be there. I don't think that even Jeff Saturday is going to be the head coach next season. I could see him maybe going into, a consultant thing or like a full time consultant thing, but I don't see him being the head coach next season because it honestly it it doesn't make the most sense. But then again,
I think he remains if Ballard remains, if it makes sense. If we have a new GM, then I doubt they keep Jeff. They're gonna want their new guy, their own guy.
Yeah,
because remember, huh?
No, go ahead.
I mean, you remember when Gregson got fired, Ballard chose to keep Pagano just to see if was it him, was it Gregson. Obviously, it was Pagano. Now they know that Jeff can coach or can get the guys ready. But if they was to go ahead and cut ties with Ballard, I think they bring a new guy in and he gonna want his own guy from his own system. And bring his whole system in, bring his own executive team.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess that's the reason why I kind of feel the way that I feel regarding Jeff. And I think also I like Jeff. I love Jeff as a matter of fact. Of course, former Colts great, but I would just love to get D'Amico Ryans in here. I would love for us to get like somebody like D'Amico Ryan, somebody like Ben Johnson, just somebody who's younger, kind of has more of that flair. It's just like D'Amico Ryan's coaches with passion, and he's put together consistently a defense that is, I mean, even now it's just like the 49ers, I think, what is it, over the last 5 games haven't allowed a single point in the fourth quarter of their last 5 games. Like, imagine being able to do that and then get somebody on offense that will actually be able to put together a game plan that is going to make this team even better. Like, there's certain nuances that go with that'll make it so that you're actually able to do it. And not only that, but I mean, even talking about Ben Johnson has the Lions offense looking good. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when you can make the Lions offense look good, you're pretty damn good.
I agree. I do agree. Aren't they averaging close to 30 a game? 27 or something like that a game? 30?
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, and they've been doing that with Jared Goff.
I thought he was sent there to die. I thought he was.
But if you had to guess, if Jeff Saturday didn't return, what are your 2 head coach possibilities for next season?
Mine?
Both of you.
I'm gonna stick with my 2. I'm gonna stick with one, Kellen Moore. I know he's young as well as the other guys we mentioned, and one that I saw on Twitter today. Old Jim come back to the house.
Oh, Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. I doubt it. It's a long shot, but he can get the team prepared too. He got some grit. He got some fire, and just like his brother, he's gonna get the team ready.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's a long shot. It depends on what Michigan does, and they're looking pretty good right now.
Okay. All right. What about you, Austin?
I also saw that about Jim. I also saw something about Jim. Bring him in, draft Anthony Richardson, and he's just like another Cap situation. Not the best quarterback, but he could get you to a Super Bowl. I don't know. But I like Ben Johnson as well. I want to say Peyton, but that's just I don't think that's realistic either. I'm going to say Sean Payton.
Ooh, I didn't think about it. I forgot about
that's
that.
That's going to require a trade.
Yeah.
I don't know. I read an article today that him and Tom Brady might join up in Indy this year.
Oh, no way. No way.
You take that and get it all the way the hell out of here. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay.
Especially Tom Brady. One
more year of an old quarterback. Why not?
I doubt that one.
Absolutely not. Immediately no. Immediately no. All right. We're not doing that. We're not going with that. There's no way possible. No. Well,
first of all, he's gonna be like 47, almost 50 years old. Wait. No way.
Yeah, no.
If you had said Aaron Rodgers, then I may have thought about that one. But you said the oldest guy in the NFL right now. He's at 45.
I didn't say it.
But by the way, can I also put this out there? There was the news, since Austin alluded to that. There was some news today that Andrew Luck was meeting up with Jim Harbaugh and Jim Irsay. They have the Big Ten championship. Let me tell you, people. I'm looking directly at you guys. Andrew Luck's not coming back.
Correct.
Andrew Luck is not coming back. He's never coming back.
Don't think
Austin. Shut your face. Listen. Andrew Luck is never coming back. And let's just go ahead, because the thing is, every now and then we drudge up this whole Andrew Luck's coming back. Andrew Luck's coming back. And it's been 5 years. 5 years. Okay? He's not coming back. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not.
So let's be the coach.
So listen. That's the only thing. If he came back as a QB coach, completely acceptable. But let me tell you right now, he's not coming back to be the quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. Okay,
he's in shape.
The last time that we saw him, he looked like an illegal rubber chicken salesman. Like he looked like he was enjoying life with his wife and his daughter. And he was just basically, living the dream. He's not coming back ever again. So I just wanted to make sure we get that out the way now, because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear no Luck is coming back. No, he's not. All right. Then we have a comment. We'll get to the next question. So he says, so get a new head coach, new GM, a new QB. Who are those going to be? All right. So we said head coach. But you know what? I think we'll address the QB thing. I think if we get a new GM, I want Riddick. I want Louis Riddick from
Who you want, Austin?
I said I also want Louis Riddick.
I'll take the guy that's already in house, Ed Dodds.
Ed Dodds, yeah. Dodds. Yeah. Dodds is another good.
I'd take him as well.
I think with GM, it's a little bit tougher. I think Ballard, but the tough thing is Ballard's good, but I think he really set a bar, because we know how horrible Grigson was, and we wanted him out so bad. And then Ballard came in and actually did some really good things. But for all the good things that he did, he really did some things that really put us at a deficit, like not touching O-line after Anthony Costanzo was gone, and then bringing in Eric Fisher's trash. Let me relax. And then never really replacing them. And then finally he goes after wide receiver at the behest of our wide receiver core. And now our O-line looks bad and our wide receivers are serviceable. So, it's a little bit tough, but we'll be going over the QB portion of that in a second. For our question, is the offense outside of the O-line plug and play? And what I mean by that is this offense, are we going to just be able to go ahead and just plug a new QB in, assuming that Matt Ryan isn't the quarterback next season? And I'll start with you, Josh, since you're shaking your head back and forth.
No. We're not a quarterback away. We're not a quarterback away team. Can't just plug a quarterback in like an Anthony, like a Will Levis. Who else? Because I wouldn't mention Hooker because he won't play. Who else?
Well,
even Bryce.
He'll be back by the start of the season.
It would be? Because he got hurt with November.
he got hurt beginning of November. ACL injuries these days the timeline is generally about 8 to 10 months. So I mean, there's a chance that he could be back as soon as July. He probably wouldn't start immediately, even if we did draft him. But I mean, he would possibly be able to be physically cleared by the time I think training camp starts, or once training camp has commenced.
Okay. Okay, yeah, those name in the hat. Those guys wouldn't be able to play it. I mean, even, we mentioned yesterday, other night, we mentioned about Lamar Jackson. He would not. He wouldn't be able to stand a chance behind that line. The line is just terrible. I get it. You got growing pains with Ryman, and you got growing pains with Pinter playing right. Fry's playing right guard, but it just seemed like any guy back there is going to get the same amount of sacks as the guys we currently have now.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Austin? How do you feel about potentially like the offense? Like, do you think the offense is plug and play offense?
I do think that a better quarterback could, like a stronger arm quarterback, could come in and be successful, be more successful than Matt Ryan. I do think, like you said, outside of the offensive line, I do think we should definitely fix offensive line before we get a new quarterback.
Yeah.
And I do think another wide receiver would help. But I think who we have some solid pieces. Like we have Jonathan Taylor. We have, decent tight ends. We don't have like a star tight end. But we have guys on offense that can make plays. It's just we don't have a quarterback that can get them the ball the way that they need to make those plays.
Yeah. Is there a bear growling at you?
Who?
You.
No, not yet.
but the thing, the reason why I say outside of O-line, right? So let's just say hypothetically speaking, we find our guy late in the draft. If let's just say if whoever is the GM, whether it's Ballard or whoever, let's just say we're able to get Hooker in the third. We get Hooker in the third round. We end up getting an O lineman in the first round. We end up getting a wide receiver in the second round. Mind you, stud wide receiver, just didn't participate in the combine, just ends up being good. And then we get our quarterback. Would you feel like at that point that we've drastically improved our chances, being that you've pretty much showed up those three spots that are currently giving us issues?
I still don't.
I do.
So what?
I think
So
that you have a higher potential.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
the potential is there. Huh?
No, I was gonna say Josh. So it's just like, why do you feel as though even if you address quarterback, wide receiver, and O line, that you feel like you wouldn't necessarily be there yet?
Because I still think the team being still being young, the receivers core still being young. Yeah, they're gonna need some work. Not sure if Reggie's gonna be there to help them with their route tree. Because Pierce still need work. Pittman still work. He still need work. He had 1,000 yards last year, and approaching it this year. But it seems like we're not there yet. I mean, maybe we need a veteran come in, a veteran receiver come in to lead them, help lead them. And it can happen as well. Instead of drafting the one in the second round, bring one. Because I'm not really. It's not really. I'm not really high on the receivers in this class. I'm not saying they're bad, but I don't even think there's one that's going to change us around, change our organization around for us offense, and lead us to where we want to go, which is winning the division and get to the playoffs and make some noise and hopefully get to a Super Bowl. But I don't think those three pieces right there alone get plugged up and we already, we ready to make a playoff run. I don't think that. I don't think that just yet. I guess with our free agency could possibly help that.
The free agency, yeah. And you know what? I can see potentially because I think if you go on Twitter, there's like a whole ton of scenarios, right? So I think that they've said that there were scenarios where Kenny Moore gets traded, and he gets traded for draft picks. Let's just say it's just like you end up signing guys in free agency because trading away Kenny Moore can save you potentially about $10 million. So I mean, that alone could be a big move. I mean, there's a lot of different things that could happen, and I mean, like I said, how this happens because the thing is, the guys that we're talking about now aren't necessarily going to be the guys that are going to be like the big names that are coming out in the draft. You know, it's just like we're going to hear about Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, Hooker, and then we might hear about like Penix late. But the thing is, you know that once the combine hits, then all of a sudden we're gonna hear other names that we didn't hear all season who are gonna be like the 1 year guys, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes down to it, there's still a lot of potential that can be met. And I mean, we're in a year where you could potentially go and solve a lot of issues because for me personally, I don't feel like defense has any glaring weaknesses at all. I think the defense is probably doing our team a lot of favors because of the fact that the offense not being able to move the ball means that the defense has no choice but to consistently make plays. If you get an offense that can consistently work for a long time, you end up having a defense like you did last year, where we're number one in turnover differentials. But I mean,
Right.
right now it doesn't look like that because the offense can't move the ball enough. So the defense is spending so much time on the field that they have no choice but to make plays, but to be able to read quarterbacks and do what they say. Now, like I said, it may not be the smartest strategy to go to free agency to try to fix a lot of those issues because in free agency you're going to end up overpaying for guys. I mean, and just think about all the guys who were overpaid day one over the last few years. And I mean, other than let's just say like a Trent Williams or something along those lines, it's just like it's those a lot of those signings don't really pan out. I mean, what's Christian
Right.
Kirk doing now?
Yeah, he doing better than I thought.
But yeah, and this is but well, he's doing better than you thought. But the thing is, this is also Christian Kirk who reset the wide receiver market. Like he
He
reset
did.
the wide receiver market, and he reset the wide receiver market as a wide receiver who basically wasn't even in the top 20. I think this year, well, actually, this year he's having a pretty good year, but it's not the type of year that would demand that he's supposed to be getting the amount of money that he has. It's like I think he's like he's top or he's 15th in receiving yards currently. So
Yeah, that's
he's
not
having a
bad.
better year, but the thing is, but even for that, it's just like for the amount that he's getting paid, it's just like you pretty much have to. But and I think we have a couple more comments, and then he said I like Levis, and then Nathan also said I say get it in free agency, and that's the thing about free agency. It's just like can free agency help? Yes. Should you be relying completely on free agency to fix everything? Absolutely not. There's no way. There's no way
So
that
I
free
want to take
agency
back
will
my
do
stat.
that because you're going to run out of money.
I want to take my statement back for his receiver. I wouldn't mind taking the guy from USC, Jordan Addison. He looked really good.
Okay.
I just researched that. Yeah, we can get him in
Oh,
second round. Yeah, that'll help.
okay. Okay. And you said that's Jordan Adams. Okay. Yeah, because and there's going to be a few guys coming out this year, so I think it might be a good thing, might be fantastic. But like I said, we're basically going to have to see exactly what we can do. So I think ultimately we'll be able to go and just like I said, make a play, just really rebuild. But I mean, it's going to have to be about being intentional about rebuilding that. So on to the next one. And I know we've talked about this, but I think it's becoming a little bit more obvious now. What are our thoughts on Matt Ryan's future in Indy?
Uh, I don't think he has a future in Indy. I think when we benched him, that should have showed that we don't fully believe in him.
Yeah.
Since he's been back, he's been all right. The last game was not a good game. Uh, you know, I just I don't think we can keep him. I don't think we can pay him 35 million to do what he's done this year next year.
Yeah. I don't think you could justify it at this point. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense to keep him on for that. But what do you think, Josh?
With the cap he has, the cap salary he has, why not play him again? I mean, what are we trying to do next year? You know, next year is not going to be, you know, a year we're trying to win a, you know, Super Bowl or go to the playoffs or whatnot. Why not just keep him until his contract is over and he can groom the guy that we draft?
Yeah. The one thing that I will say, I'm going to say, the issue that you have is that if you keep him on, he's making more than he's making this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be making about somewhere between 15 to 19 million more than he's making this year. 15 to 19 million more than he's making this year means that you're cutting into money that would have to go into that same free agency. That could potentially go into what you're looking for when you're going and looking for guys to potentially go ahead and replace somebody on the O line. Let's just say if you go ahead and you get like a really good O lineman, let's just say you get somebody at left tackle, right? You have somebody at left tackle that you could potentially be paying, let's just say 10 to 11 million a year. By paying Matt Ryan, that means that you're potentially looking at missing out on somebody that you need for a desperate position, and then ultimately hoping that moving forward he's going to be able to be better than he was this year. And instead of the only thing that changes instead of being 37 is that he's going to be 38.
Can they do what the Niners did to Jimmy? For us, they took his salary and all the way down to, I forgot how much it was. Can they do that?
I think there's a possibility, but I think with Matt Ryan's contract, it's a little bit different because the thing is, the Falcons took on the hit for this year. Like they took on a
Mm-hmm.
cap hit because of the fact that they knew that they were going to have to in order to get out of that contract. But the difference is that they took on the majority of the financial responsibility for it, and then we're taking on the rest of that. So I think that contract right now, I don't even think that we can restructure. I'd have to look that up, but I don't even think we can restructure. So the thing is, ultimately, when it says 37 million is going to be hitting as of whenever that cap number hits for next year, that's how much we're going to be on the hook for.
Okay.
So it's
how much would it be if we cut him?
So if you end up cutting him, you still be on the hook for money, but you're saving yourself about 17 million. So I think it would be, or no, I think it saved 18 million. So I think it was like his cap number would be 37 million if you keep him on if you keep him on. If you don't keep him on, then you save 18 million, but you're still paying out 19. But once again, that means that you have 18 million more to work with.
Okay.
So it's
What if he just retires?
If he retires, you're not on the hook for anything.
So basically, they have to like they did Rivers, kind of force him to retire. Because Rivers could have played still.
Well, Rivers should have retired because he needs to go home and take care of them damn kids. Like he's got too many kids to be worried about playing football. Just be like, sir, you have like 37 of them babies running around the house. You're going to have to eventually, like, that man couldn't pull out of a driveway. Like he needs to relax. Like he needed to be home with them kids. But I mean, but the thing is, it's just like ultimately, it's just like I think the best case scenario is that he does retire, and then you just have $37 million to play with automatically. Because then ultimately that means that you can potentially look at getting a rookie QB, but then also that means that you can go ahead and re-sign guys, possibly go ahead and extend Kenny. So this way, it's just like he'd be able to actually go ahead and play. Because I have a feeling that he's not playing that well because of the fact that he's looking for a new deal. Like there's times where it's just like even in wins, he just looks like he's like, I just can't wait to get out of here. Or like I said, you can go ahead and trade him away. But I think it's just different depending on exactly like what scenario you're going with. But let's just say in the case that Matt Ryan does end up, retiring, our QB for the 2023 season will be who?
I say anybody but Will Levis.
What?
I say anybody except Bryce Young.
Wait, well, okay, so I'm gonna go for both of those, but wait, Austin, why?
Will Levis is not good. He has he's big. He has a QB build, but he's not good. If you look at the Tennessee game, and he's had other games like this, the Vols secondary has been bad all year,
Yeah.
and he only had 98 yards and no touchdowns against that. And I just don't like him. I just I've never got the hype around Will Levis.
Listen,
That's the only quarterback that I really don't want us to draft.
oh wow, okay. All right, what about you, Josh? Well, you know what, Josh? You don't have to explain. Bryce Young, Alabama.
With the 14th pick in the 2023 draft, the Colts will select the quarterback from Kentucky, number 7, Will Levis.
You are.
I watched his highlights. The guy ready. I got the guy ready. I mean, if we were saying we need somebody that's can make an immediate impact, well, why not? Because Hooker, depending on how he recovers from the injury, he still might be a little timid to pass the ball because he's probably a little scared a little bit because he just got injured. Of course, I don't want Bryce Young. And Anthony's going to be a project. He's going to be a project. So, I mean, I doubt that they allow him to play immediately after being drafted. So, why not have the guy that's the most pro ready in Will Levis? Yeah, he had some bad games in that tough conference over there with Georgia and Tennessee. But, I mean, Andrew Luck didn't have a lot of good games in his conference. He didn't have a lot of good games. I mean, I think he better. I don't think he can beat USC. I think he struggled beating USC a couple times. And he's trying to be good, just 8 years. But yeah, I mean, and I take back what I said about Hendon Hooker. He's pretty good as well. It's just that I don't know with the injury, recovery from his injury, and he's going to be 24 or 25 when he's trying to be drafted. So I'm a little worried about that, just a little bit.
All right, so I'm going to give you guys two scenarios, and you're going to laugh at the second one because we talked about this. We talked about this in the group chat, but we're gonna go and do it like this. So I'm going to say, if we decide to draft somebody, I'm going to say our QB for 2023 will be Anthony Richardson. Okay. Now, if we decide not to draft somebody,
Jimmy G.
No.
Shut your face. Shut your face right now.
That was a good one, though.
I'm going to say the Colts QB for the 2023 season will be none other than Florida's very own Lamar Jackson.
I mean, I can get behind it.
And I will say, and I'm going to say it like this, because a lot of people, and I'm going to give my reasoning for it. I just need you to hear me out, okay? I do sales by day. I do podcasts by night. I'm going into sales mode, right? Lamar Jackson, right? We know he can throw, absolutely. The biggest tools that he has is his ability to not only run, but also sell the run. He's going to bring something new to the team. RPOs, read option. But what happens is if you end up getting Lamar Jackson, that means that you'll have gone ahead and made sure that you have somebody on the O-line to shore up that left tackle side. Now, the great part about this now is that you know what you have with Jonathan Taylor, the 1,800-yard rusher. Jonathan Taylor in a read option RPO situation with Lamar Jackson makes our team the number one rushing team in the NFL. No question. You'll literally have two 1,000-yard rushers. And then on top of that, Lamar will be able to throw to whoever because we know he has the arm. And not only that, but he'll be able to get from under that scheme that he has, that terrible scheme with Greg Roman because he's not that good. And that means that now you'll have Lamar Jackson playing out of his mind, JT playing out of his mind. And not just that, but he's going to kill so much clock with the run that he's doing, with everything that he's doing. Our defense is going to force opposing offenses to make terrible decisions because they're trying to hurry up and score.
All right, one thing though, well, two things. At least Lamar can win in Tennessee, but he can't win in Jacksonville.
Okay, so that's not all on Lamar. Because there were several drops. There were several drops on many different plays. So we saw that. Now the thing is, tell me, because mind you, who's the starting wide receiver right now for Baltimore?
Was it Deshaun
Devin
Jackson?
Duvernay.
Yes, Devin. Yeah.
Devin Duvernay. Is Michael Pittman Jr. better than Devin Duvernay?
Yes.
Is Paris Campbell better than Devin Duvernay?
No.
Yeah. I mean, this year he has been when he's healthy.
Okay. Would you take Alec Pierce over Devin Duvernay?
Ooh,
I like Alec Pierce.
Yeah, but Devin,
So-
oh man.
So
But
tell
yeah.
me this.
It's hard to say he's better right now.
Yeah.
So
hard to
the
say.
thing is, so I'm gonna say, if you give Lamar those options, he's already getting people who are better than what he has now. Because right now, the only person that he has on that team other than himself is Mark Andrews.
Now, I'll take him. I'll take Mark. I'll take him.
Of course,
over.
you would, but he's under contract. Yeah, I mean, that's a no-brainer. All right, let's just get that out the way now. But the thing is, I think if you end up possibly going after somebody like Lamar Jackson, that means that now you're going to be able to open up the offense. And if you get somebody who's an offensive-minded coach like a Ben Johnson, that means that now sky's the limit because you're going to be able to just open up anything. And this is another thing that also came out today. You bring in Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh is very, very familiar with that because we know that he went with Colin Kaepernick to the Super Bowl running a scheme very similar to that. But now you have somebody who's faster, who I'm going to say
It
probably
won't
has
work.
more arm talent, has
It
more
won't
arm
work.
talent. How wouldn't that work?
Because he's going from one brother to another brother. They don't like each other. His brother would be mad that he loses, quarterback to his other brother.
Different philosophy, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's just like if you can't pay him for that, then what are you going to do?
Gotta go. They can't do nothing about that.
So yeah, but
I would love it.
But I digress. So we don't have to go into the things that I dream about because we don't need to do that. All right. So
It's a good dream, though. It's a good dream. It's a good
I will
dream.
say, Lamar is my number one choice. I really want Lamar, but it's just hard to see it happening.
Yeah, it would be a tough sell because the thing is, it's kind of like what we had to do with Buckner, where it was kind of like a trade-in sign. Because the thing is, he's going to absolutely have to be signed directly after that. I think he would go for more money, or he would go for less money than what he's demanding from Baltimore. I just think he's demanding that from Baltimore because of the fact that he's just like, listen, I've seen the product that you put out there. I've seen what you want for me. I've went to the playoffs with everything that you've put in front of me, and I need to be paid as such. So, I think that would be a little bit different, but we're gonna dial it back. Just gonna say, Baltimore, if you hear me, holla at me. But in the meantime, they said Nathan said that Matt Ryan will be cutting the offseason, but will we keep Gilmore? Absolutely. Ain't no reason why you shouldn't keep Gilmore.
Yeah, he on 2 years
There's no
deal.
reason why.
Yeah, he hasn't showed any downfall. He's still him.
He's been the most consistent player we've had on that defense all season, outside of, I'm going to say, probably Grover Stewart.
And Defoe.
Yeah, and Defoe and Zaire. That's been what it is. I think the only thing that you have on him is that one indictment with, Scary Terry getting that catch, but that was just a complete breakdown. Scary Terry didn't even run the route. He ran the route he was supposed to, and then he just ran another route because of the fact that the pass rush didn't get to where it was supposed to be. So I don't think that's on him either. So, like I said, but once again, I digress. So then with that being said, Colts versus Cowboys analysis. Now, you can give what you want in terms of what we believe is going to be, but let me just go and say I really want to beat the Cowboys.
You know my stance.
Yeah.
You know my stance. You know my stance. I mean, I live next door, so of course I want to win.
Yeah.
I want to win.
Yeah.
So I just want to win. I mean, for us breaking everything down, we know we got to establish the run. We got to establish the run, protect Matt Ryan, because they got some dogs over there on the defensive side with Mekhi Parson. He's a beast. He's a beast. And they got good. They got a good cornerback, which he always give up yards, but he create turnovers in Diggs. So we got to watch out for him. So they like I said, they got dogs on defense. They just give up a lot of yardage. Their run defense is I won't say top 5 because I don't know. I wouldn't say they are top 5 in rush defense, but it is a good defense. They got a lot of guys over there. I think they get the guy from the Vikings. Is it Hendricks or
Mike or Eric Hendricks?
I think I forgot who it was.
No. He's still in Minnesota.
I forgot who they got. They got
Michael Kendricks or no. They got Anthony Barr, I believe.
That's who it was. The other guy from Minnesota. Yeah. So they got Barr. I think is he hurt or is he? But I don't know. I haven't looked at the injury report yet.
That I'm not sure. But I will say, just to let you know, that Dallas is leading the league in sacks with 45.
Yeah, they get to the quarterback. They do get to the quarterback, and our offensive line is very terrible. So, yeah.
Yeah, so that could be an issue. And we're 11th in sacks currently.
We got our hands full.
Yeah. Yes.
They got our hands full. But these are the type of games that Dallas loses. They lose these type of games because they feel like they look over us and look at their next opponent, which I don't know who their next opponent is. But they probably look over us and say, okay, well, this is an easy game. And it'll be the game that Jeff Saturday coaches his ass off and win. And so I wouldn't sleep on us. I know everybody's going to – right now we are 11 we're underdogs for like 11 points. 11-point underdog, I think it was. So. I think I saw that. So yeah, we're looking. Yeah, everybody got us losing this, getting our ass whooped on the night, and so we got to go out there and play. We got to go out there and play our game. Otherwise,
so what about you, Austin? What do you think about this game? Like, what is going to be like the key to this game?
Yeah, I mean, Josh nailed it on the head. We got to establish our running game. JT needs to get the ball more than he has been. Our offensive line definitely has to step up, especially like you said, Dallas has the number 1 sack. Like they're the number 1 team in terms of sacks.
Yeah.
So they have to step up and protect Matt Ryan and let him throw maybe a couple deep shots. Hopefully we see that, but he has to get the ball out and make the throws. Jeff Saturday is still undefeated on the road, so it's just going to continue on.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good one.
I wasn't thinking that, but thank you, Austin. I can go tell all my family members that, hey, we're on the road with Jeff Saturday. So, yeah, I got something to talk about.
Yeah, there you go. So then what we have the scores being, guys?
You want to be realistic or a homer?
Both of
them. I got Defoe jersey number. Us going that much, and to Kenny Moore jersey number. So 99 to 23.
Okay, now give me the real answer because I kind of regret like allowing you to do that because I should have known that you were going to be absolutely ridiculous.
Well, like I said on the AFC South podcast, shout out to them. I did say 27 is 20 Colts the other day on my short timer.
Okay, yeah, now what about you, Austin?
Sorry, I also have us at 27, but them 23.
Okay, 4-point game.
Okay. You know what? I really want this to be a nice little blowout. So I'm gonna say 27-10. I want to say 27-10.
We better score 27.
Well, you're not gonna have my case out. You say 10 because then I wouldn't want Kellen Moore anymore.
Well, I mean, then in that case, 27-10. Because if we're being completely honest, I don't want Kellen Moore at all. I don't want Kellen Moore at all. I feel like Kellen Moore fits the Cowboys so perfectly because of the fact that Jerry Jones doesn't like anybody who has more of a personality than he does. Like he wants everybody to just go and just be like a pincushion, like Mike McCarthy and Jason Garrett, and how all those guys have been all these years. Like I don't want to do it. I don't care to do it again. Like no, I don't want a Frank Reich type. Like I want somebody who's gonna like actually just like get that energy, just like hold those guys accountable, do everything that they're supposed to do. Like that's what I'm looking for in a coach. I don't want another guy like Kellen Moore just looking on the sideline like blank face. He fits the Cowboys. He's perfect for the Cowboys. He needs to stay his ass on the Cowboys. Yes, I'm just no, absolutely not. So no, thank you. But but in the meantime, like I said, 27-10, so that kills all the Kellen Moore talk. And so with that being said, guys, it's been another exciting episode. I'm going to say, it's just like I always say, it's just like, oh yeah, this will be a short one. Definitely not. Definitely not. Once again, definitely not. But in the meantime, let the people know where they can find you, where they can interact with you. Let them know exactly where they can find you besides Josh crying about the Lakers. Josh, where can the people find you on social media?
Okay, Lakers beat Portland, so I don't want to hear that.
Oh my God. Give him the championship trophy now.
Hey, at least we're not as bad as the Tar Heels. So yeah. But you can find me. You can find me on you can huh?
Oh, I was gonna say, so how many people from the Associated Press were paid off to make sure that Alabama got into the playoff?
We don't want to talk about that.
All of them?
Hey,
all up.
I don't. Hey, it wasn't my fault. You know that Tennessee couldn't beat. Old Rattler. You know he put a 60 piece on him. It's not my fault. Okay.
Yeah, but we still beat y'all. So.
Yeah, but we didn't get beat by we didn't get beat by 35 points though. By a team that wasn't ranked.
100 points. The L's a L.
Ooh.
Well, obviously your L brought you under us. My L brought us over.
Listen. So the committee has a guide to where how they rank people, and by their own guide, Tennessee should be above Alabama, and they don't have them there, and it just doesn't make sense. Because
we are better. You guys, you guys need to feel good.
We played head to head. It just shows who was better.
Okay, so in your losses, what was your points getting beat?
Losses don't matter. It should be about who you beat.
But you only beat what teams you beat to get to where you at?
We beat y'all. We beat LSU.
LSU sucks.
LSU beat y'all.
But they didn't beat A&M. They didn't beat
A&M almost beat y'all.
Hey, remember he said it's a dub is a dub. Okay.
I'm just saying, like
A&M beat the brakes off them too. So that's why we're ahead.
All Alabama fans say the same thing. It's okay.
Hey, it took y'all 15 years. So we're not feeling sorry for y'all.
That's okay. We're here now.
Well, next year you're gonna have somebody else, and we'll be back to smoking the cigars. Okay.
We'll see.
But it's good. I am proud. As a proud father, I'm happy to be ahead of Tennessee and LSU. As a proud father. Yeah. I am proud. I am proud. My sports life has been a lot better now. Lakers been, they won 7-8 games now. So I'm back proud again. I got something to look forward to.
Total?
Okay, we're not talking about that. We're just saying that, they were 0-5 at one point. But now, we're creeping up now. Unfortunately, I can't switch teams like you guys did.
I didn't switch teams.
It was for him.
No. I absolutely switched teams. You thought I was going to deny that? No.
No, I know. I know why you did it, man, and I respect it. I left the Yankees, so yeah. I understand.
You left the Yankees.
I did. I'm headed to where
the only teams that are safe are the Colts and the Yankees. That's the only two teams that are safe.
I get your pain though. I promise you, I get your pain. With what you was dealing with last year, I get your pain. So we give you a pass. I respect it.
Appreciate you. But then, Austin, please tell the people where to find you on social media.
You can find me on Twitter at CookieAustin2, and you can find me supporting the U.S. men's national team on Saturday.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Shout out to the men's national team. Representing, beating England. Take that, Robert Pattinson.
Yes. I don't know what y'all talking about, but yes.
Yes, exactly. Just root for US. There you go.
Yes.
And then you can find me at DJ Colts Fan on Twitter. Make sure that you're following the podcast pages at YDKJAC Podcast, at YDK Basketball, and at YDKJAC Baseball. And like I said, guys, have a great rest of your week. We will see you next week, hopefully after the Cowboys win. And make sure that you go to manscaped.com, use promo code FAN.
No. Not a Cowboys win. Don't say that. You jinxed us.
Oh, Colts win. I'm sorry. Normally it works the other way. So yes, normally it works the other way. So you know what? If I said that and we end up winning, you effers are welcome. Okay. But yeah, in the meantime, guys, have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure that you go to the page on Twitter. Make sure that you go to the You'll Know Jack podcast page on Facebook. Make sure that you like, share, and comment all the content. And we will see you next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. In the meantime, see you guys. Have a great day. And just remember that Samantha Warnett loves Jalen Ramsey. Thank you.